and I began my career feeling really awkward about it, and also feeling like if I wanted to be a more literary writer, that it was kind of really important that I saw myself as above that, and that that was almost part of that genre, that you didn't self-promote. There came a time for me, on a very practical level, when I realised that the people who were assiduously not self-promoting were expecting their publisher to be doing that work for them, and were often falling back on a network that few people would have. Like, in lots of ways, it is a privilege not to have to self-promote, and it's also an idea from a bygone era, honestly. Like, in this day and age where most publishers are like publishing many books, and when time with a publicist is in short supply, and when bookshop space is more pressed than ever, and authors can't routinely expect reviews in newspapers and magazines, you have to engage with this, and that's part of the deal you strike when you decide to publish your work. And I think the thing I would say, like, first and foremost, is that nobody is obliged to publish. Like, no writer is obliged to publish. We can all write, or whatever creative form you're in. Like, no artist is obliged to exhibit, for example. All of that is a choice that we've made. But when we do make it, we're engaging commercially with our work. And if we want to continue publishing, then we have to show the value of our work. And that's hard enough as it is. Like, even for loads of people who do work hard on this, it's really hard. The second thing I'd say is that I think it's so important to reframe self-promotion in your mind as something that is simply part of the communication you do around your work. I don't go out and sell my book. I don't go out and say, you buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. What I say is, this is what my work is about. This is what is in my book. This is what fascinated me when I was writing it. This is what other people have asked me about it, and I'm going to answer my question here. So the conversation to go out with is about the interesting bits, about the fascinating bits, like sharing your passion, sharing your fascination. And when I do that, I know for sure that not every single person will find that interesting, right? Not every single person listening will think, yeah, that's a problem I've faced too. Or will think, oh, that's definitely something that's exactly the kind of book I like to read. And that's perfect, right? Because actually, what you're looking for is your natural audience who are already interested in the kind of thing you do. It's not your job to go out and convert every single person into loving your work. It's your job to go out and express contagious enthusiasm, and to talk about the stuff that led you to commit to it so hard in the first place. So that's the big reframe for me. I'm going to take a sip of lime squash. That's better. I'm going hoarse. The other stuff, to me, is information giving. Like, it is helpful to let people know the date that your book comes out. It is helpful to let people know where they can buy it. And like, I always love to add in some extras there, because I would love people to buy my book in an independent bookshop, rather than on Amazon, if they possibly can, acknowledging that sometimes that's not possible. But it really helps to give people the basic information that they need to do that. And I think the question that you have to come back to is, like, do you want people to buy this book in the first place? If it doesn't bother you either way, then that's absolutely fine. But I would say, I don't know about America, but in the UK context, there's a class dimension to this, in that that writing, the ability to publish books, has often been a class privilege. the ability to make time to write books has often been a class privilege. And the ability to look unconcerned about whether they sell or not is definitely a class privilege. If you want to make your living in this field, then actually you might have to engage with that a little more. But it's got to feel authentic and integral to you. It's got to just be exactly your like an expression of your attitude to the book in the first place. That's all you need to do. You don't need to do anymore.